have a hot take to share with you. Chromebooks aren't actually that bad. Now, I know that most people view Chromebooks as cheap or worthless e-waste that's only given to babies who can't handle a real man's laptop, but I want you to hear me out. For someone who wants a new laptop but only has a strict budget of like $500 or less, there are some Chromebooks that are of good value. Now, some of you might be asking me, why are you telling people to buy devices that are basically a cheap Android phone with a keyboard? Well, that's because I was a kid with a Chromebook. Now, don't get me wrong, I was totally made fun of for having such a cheap device. But my parents didn't have the funds to spend on a more premium laptop that little me probably would have broken or corrupted in a heartbeat. So they gave me this, a Acer Chromebook CB3-111. Now, I must warn you PC enthusiasts that the specs on this thing are pretty bad. It has an Intel Celeron N2840 processor, 2GB of DDR3 soldered RAM, and only 16GB of eMMC storage. Yikes, I don't know how I was able to do so much with this thing. But despite that, I love this laptop. I can watch YouTube, do my homework, and even play some games. I didn't say that the games would play well, but I didn't care. This bad boy lasted me for years. When all else failed, didn't have my school laptop, I went for my Chromebook. When it was 10 p.m. and my assignment was due at 12, I went to my Chromebook. My piece of e-waste was my savior for some hard times, even though it also gave me a hard time. Thankfully, since then, Chromebooks have evolved greatly from just being the broke kid's laptop. In 2023, Google gave us cheap customers a desirable upgrade from the usual lineup, the new Chromebook Plus laptops. Now, with these laptops, having some decent specs, minimum's about Intel Core i3, 8GB of RAM, and at least 128GB of solid-state drive storage, or SSD for short. Now, are you going to be able to play Marvel Spider-Man or Call of Duty Warzone in these things? Absolutely not. But for the basic personal and business tasks, these things should be fine for most people. Models like the Galaxy Chromebook Plus, the Lenovo's IdeaPad Plus 5i, and the Acer Chromebook Plus 516 are good options for this new lineup. Now, for the basic Chromebook lineup, they still kind of suck, but they are at least going to be a little bit better than the cheapest Windows laptops, due to Chrome OS just being way better optimized for lower-end devices compared to Windows 11. Also, if you have an Android phone and you already have a Google account, Chromebooks will be easier to set up for you, as well as give you cool features across your devices. Remember me saying that Chrome OS was very well optimized? Well, that is because Chrome OS is based off the mighty penguin himself, Linux. That means that Chromebooks are able to run Linux desktop applications, so you won't have to totally rely on the Google Play Store. Google has been very lenient with this type of experimentation, even allowing you to run Linux apps on Chrome OS directly. Now, as I stated before, Chromebooks are not at all gaming laptops, despite what certain models will let you believe. I'm looking at you, Acer Chromebook 516GE, but there are some ways to game on these devices. The main method most people will go for is cloud gaming. Two I'll go for is NVIDIA GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming. These services will allow you to stream Xbox and PC games onto your computer from their servers. Now granted, cloud gaming is still in its infancy, requiring high-speed internet, which not every person has the finances for, leading to lag or even being booted out of a game. There is a trickier but a little bit more fun way to gaming though, and that's through emulation. Now, since we're talking Chromebooks, I already told you they're not like powerhouse devices, so you're going to be mostly limited to 6th gen or lower console games. But despite that, if you can find a way to get game files from totally legal, not Jack Sparrow-like ways, be able to play tons of great classics on your Chromebook. Heck, even my crappy old Chromebook can emulate some games. I didn't say I'll emulate them well, so you see that there is a little more to Chromebooks than that meets the eye. Now, Am I gonna recommend a Chromebook to tech geeks and high-end business professionals? Of course not. But Chromebooks were never made for those type of people. They are for the average person. Not someone who's trying to become the next Apple, but for the type of people that just need something to manage their taxes on to support themselves and their families. And sometimes I believe us tech nerds can be so obsessed with the latest and greatest technologies that have been coming out that we look at an average person's laptop, like a Chromebook, as worthless. Well, for that person, and that's all they have at the moment, and that's okay. Now, am I going to buy a Chromebook?
You serious?